Today, we'll take a deeper dive into some structures and sculptures and ask the question, what if everything we've been told about the world's greatest monuments is only part of the story? How did ancient and old world craftsmen carve stone so precisely that even today with modern machines, replication is impossible? Were these simply the results of time, patience, and genius? Or was there something more? What if generations of craftsmen possessed techniques that were never fully recorded or deliberately kept secret? We'll start things off by examining not one statue, but 3,400 statues housed in a centuries-old monumental cathedral that continues to baffle modern architects and is seemingly indestructible. Of all the old world cathedrals I've covered on this channel, quite possibly the most impressive is the Duomo di Milano in Milan, Italy. The official historians tell us this cathedral was constructed in 1386 under the rule of Gian Galeazzo Visconti. But the deeper you look, the stranger the story becomes. According to the official narrative, the cathedral took nearly 6 centuries to complete, yet the sheer scale, over 3,400 statues, 135 spires, and walls made of rare Condoglia marble, hauled from distant quarries, suggest an engineering feat that would be practically impossible with today's modern technology, let alone for the late Middle Ages. Certain decorative elements appear to be from different eras, or even different civilizations, depicting angels, titans, and religious deities. But the artistry and craftsmanship are only part of the mystery of this building. During World War II, when heavy bombing devastated large parts of Milan, the Duomo somehow remained largely intact, while surrounding buildings crumbled. Allied air raids in 1943 tore through the city, yet the cathedral, one of the largest stone structures in Europe, survived with surprisingly limited damage. Which begs the question, if the controlling elite used wars to reshape the history of a supposed lost or hidden civilization, could it be possible that the Duomo was found to be indestructible using any sort of modern weaponry or demolition methods? And the mysteries go even deeper. Beneath the cathedral, deep underground, lie the remains of earlier sacred structures, including what the official historians describe as Roman ruins and Etruscan artifacts. Just how far down does it go? No one knows. Officially, Duomo di Milano is a masterpiece of Gothic architecture. It stood through centuries of wars, upheavals, and bombs that flattened the city around it, yet remained untouchable. Are we really looking at a cathedral built in the Middle Ages, or the final layer of something far older, whose true origins and purposes have been erased from history, a riddle written in stone? The official narrative implausible, the construction methods improbable, and in the modern age, replication impossible. Throughout history, across every culture, we find evidence and philosophies that speak of vibration as a fundamental force. A force used to heal, to create, and even destroy. Vibrational frequencies can transform matter and quite possibly melt stone. The exact methods have seemingly been lost to time or even redacted from history. But resonance frequencies are only one example of lost techniques and technology from the past. Artists, artisans, and architects of the old world were amongst the most competitive and secretive people of their time. Techniques were passed down from master to apprentice, guarded within workshops, and refined over generations under a shroud of secrecy. In my video, Set in Stone, I mentioned an obscure Russian technical manual, loosely translated as the Craftsman's Handbook. Within its pages are detailed instructions for creating convincing imitations of precious materials, including synthesizing marble and stone to create a clay-like material, which can then be formed, hardened, and polished to appear as sculpted marble. The book also describes formulas to create marble-like geopolymers, which could be poured and then hardened to appear as stone. We have only scratched the surface in the past. Today, we'll go deeper. Michelangelo is often regarded as the ultimate master of marble. Traditionally, his process is understood as purely subtractive: hammer, chisel, and relentless skill. Yet even in his own time, artists operated within a workshop of traditions where secret techniques were closely guarded, shared selectively, and rarely documented. For someone as prolific as Michelangelo, it is highly probable that he utilized secret techniques and technology now lost to time. We will analyze these works in more detail in a future video, but for this presentation, we will only need to keep a few things in mind. Michelangelo is regarded as the greatest sculptor of all time. He established the norm that all great sculptures must be carved out of a single block of stone, and he was a major influence on the Baroque artists of the 17th century. Let's take a closer look at some amazing Baroque sculptures that I covered in the past. We'll start things off by revisiting masterworks of Giuliano Finelli and see if we could spot evidence of melted, softened, or synthesized marble. When we examine Finelli's sculptures, it seems within the realm of possibilities that a clay-like marble or even liquefied geopolymers were used to create these masterpieces. When we examine things such as hair, there seems to be evidence of an extruded clay-like marble used to create this illusion. Could it be possible that actual materials such as lace and cloth were dipped and then hardened to appear as part of a traditional marble sculpture? We may never know the exact methods, but a hammer, chisel, and pumice seem highly unlikely. Over a year and a half ago, when I first proposed these alternative theories, a few skeptics responded by citing modern artists they claimed could replicate these techniques with equal mastery. They even named names, but the examples provided always fell flat. Today, there are plenty of examples of artists working with clay, being able to achieve fine textures and dramatic poses, but none are chiseled out of solid marble. When working with clay, some sort of wireframe or armature is always required, which is not the standard set by Michelangelo. Keep this in mind as we move on to the next chapter, and leave your opinions in the comments section. In this final chapter, we will re-examine a particular masterwork of Francesco Quairolo, entitled Release from Deception. Art historians tell us Release from Deception was carved out of a single block of marble in 7 years. But how could something with so much intricate detail have been created using a hammer and chisel? It seems more logical that various techniques were utilized to create this masterpiece. Perhaps an old world secret formula, similar to what is found in the Craftsman Handbook, or perhaps even sonic frequencies may have been used to soften genuine or synthetic marble to sculpt this figure. Close analysis of the netting shows individual weaves and knots, begging the question, was this really chiseled out of a single block of marble, or could an actual fishing net have been dipped into a liquefied marble substance, then draped over the figure? Could secret old world techniques, now lost to time, have been used, or is the official narrative all there is to it? The true methods of sculptures like this have been purposely hidden. We may never know the whole truth. We do, however, know that in the modern age, replication is impossible.